What Sunoco was trying to do was get its interstate natural gas liquids transmission pipeline called a public utility so that it could take people's land. Public utilities, because they are supposed to be public-oriented, they're supposed to be serving the public, are allowed to use eminent domain. Eminent domain is the governmental power to take private property and use it for a public purpose. But it's not a public purpose. It's not a public use. Sunoco, for its own private profits and the private profits of companies abroad, is trying to take people's land, use that land to put in pipelines that are taking Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania resources and shipping them overseas. This is not fuel for Pennsylvania's use. The purpose of the pipeline is for Sunoco to make money off of these byproducts of fracking, and that's the end of it. Sunoco had an opportunity when it was planning Mariner East to do this in a way that respected people's rights. Instead, what they did is they went to people and said, "You're going to sell us your property or we'll take you to court," and take it anyway. They had an opportunity to work with municipalities and abide by their laws. They had an opportunity to abide by the environmental protection regulations. At each turn, they instead chose to do what would be best for the company, regardless of the trampling of rights and protections. People in Pennsylvania and in Philadelphia in particular tend to think of Sunoco as a local company, and it has local roots. But now what we're talking about is Energy Transfer. Energy Transfer is the company that owns Sunoco Logistics. It's the same people who used violence against peaceful protesters in North Dakota. We have a failure of government to protect the people. In February, the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection issued permits essentially allowing construction to go ahead on the Mariner East project. Those permits were flawed at many levels. They were flawed because the process that DEP undertook to issue them was contrary to its normal procedures and practices. It was contrary to the regulations. And in fact, the regulations in many instances, in many aspects of the pipeline construction project, are contrary to Sunoco's plans for it. Nonetheless, Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection issued those permits. We challenged them. We also filed a challenge to an air pollution permit that was issued for equipment, polluting equipment, located in Marcus Hook at the terminal that would export these products overseas. Clean Air Council and landowners joined forces to sue Sunoco in Philadelphia to show to a judge, prove to a judge that in fact Sunoco doesn't have the right to take people's land against their will. Sunoco has tried on multiple occasions to get it thrown out of court, and the judge has said no, that in fact our case should and will move ahead to trial. If you find out that a pipeline company wants to build a pipeline in your community, the first thing you should know is that you can't take their word about anything. The second thing you need to know is that you're not alone and other people have gone through this before, and the people who have want to help you. The great advantage that Sunoco and companies like it have when coming into a community to build a pipeline is they don't play by the same set of rules that we do. Their goal is simply to get in, to get the job done before we figure out what's going on. But enough is enough.